Hello, Namaste, Assalamu alaikum. This is C.S. Chaitali Jani, Director in charge of LG School of Law. I welcome you all to the first video session on family law. You all must be wondering, why did I greet you in three different ways? Hello, Namaste, Assalamu alaikum. There is a reason behind it. Today, we are going to deal with family law, and family law deals with the personal laws of Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Parsis, and Jews, and that is why I greeted you in different religious ways. Before I move on to today's topic, I would like to give you brief introduction about the subject. Family law is very interesting subject, but at the same time it is quite lengthy, and that is why it is divided in two parts. Half the portion you will study in semester 3 and remaining portion you will study in semester 4. The subject starts with concept of family, what is family, types of family, sources of family law, like how Hindu law came in force from Vedas, Purans, Muslim law from Quran, Hadith, and there are many modern sources as well. Then we'll move on to types of marriages under different religions. Marriages, void marriage, voidable marriage, valid marriage under different personal laws, as well as special marriage act also we'll study. Then we'll move on to emerging issues like live-in relationship, the legitimacy of children born out of live-in relationship, matri karar, etc. would be covered here. Then we'll move on to matrimonial disputes, remedies, and types of divorce under different personal laws. Then the subject will cover guardianship, adoption under personal laws as well as under Kara guidelines, alimony and maintenance again under personal laws, as well as will also cover some portion of CRPC also. Then very important part, that is succession under different personal laws, that is Hindu Succession Act, as well as we'll be studying Indian Succession Act 1925, but that will be in semester 4. So let's move on to today's topic, that is the concept of family. So before we start the subject, what is family law, it is very important to understand the concept of family, meaning of family. So family is a social group of persons united by ties of marriage, blood relation, or adoption. So one can have relationship with the other person in a family only through three different ways, that is by marriage. We are related with our in-laws through marriage. Our husband, wife, in-laws, we are related with marriage. Same way we are related with our parents and siblings through blood relation, and we can be related with somebody in the family through adoption. So there is no fourth way in which we can related with somebody else. Family often consisting of a single household interacting and communicating with each other in the respective social roles of husband and wife, brother and sister, mother and daughter, creating a common culture. Here the pertinent question is, can a single male or female constitute a family? No. The answer comes negatively. Family is a plural word, and that is why one single person, male or female, cannot constitute a family. We call it, the world is a small family, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So what is family? How the family system originated, that's what we will see. Family is a very small unit, but very vital unit in the social society. Let's start with the origin of family. That is, we will divide the origin of family in three different parts: prehistoric period, civilized period, and the modern period. So prehistoric period, the people used to live like animal. So it is a transformation from the animal existence to civilized life. People started thinking that living in groups and tribes would help them. They felt more protected when they used to live in the groups and tribes. But these groups, these tribes, these clans used to have many clan war, and the main reason for the war was food and female. Gradually, they developed the concept of marriage, and that led to the end of clan war, because they used to fight for female. Now they have their legally wedded wives, so there is no need to fight for females. That gave birth to the concept of family, and family gave birth to the society, and rules of society gave birth to law. So that is how the family law started. So it is being said in the Roman law, where there is a society, there is law. So the concept of family gave birth to the family law. The second phase, that is developed civilization. So development of concept of marriage and purpose of marriage. Why people started getting married? What is the purpose of getting married? So main purpose, as we all know, it is for entering into sexual relationship, procreation of children, and very important, these children should get the legitimate status. So the children born out of wedlock are the legitimate children, and they get respect in the society. We all want to establish a household, and that is the main purpose of getting married. But the marriage concept is quite different in different religion. For example, in Hindus, marriage is a social sacrament. Pavitra rishta, janam janam ka rishta. As per Shastric Hindu law, marriages are indissoluble. Whereas in Muslims, marriages are civil contracts. So different religions have different concept for marriage. Marriage gives birth to family. So what is the function of a family? It creates bonding among the members. It provides buffer against emotional turbulence, shock, pain, and mental trauma. One likes to get affected, loved, and that is possible through family. Whenever we are happy, we are sad, we would like to go to our family members to share our happiness or sadness. Very important function of family is transmitting the traditions, value system, and social norms from generation to generation in a family. So every family has their own value system, which is being transmitted to their next generation. It also gives choice of religion. Generally, a child born in a Hindu family will be following Hinduism until he gets converted later on. So that gives you a choice of religion. Let's move on to the third phase for the origin of family, that is modern family and current developments. The family system which started in the ancient time is changed in the modern time. It is not the same family system which we can see today. There are many reasons behind that. Industrialization, Renaissance, and social reformation movements changed idea of family. Social reformation movements like Sati Pratha is abolished. Previously, widows were not allowed to get married, but because of the efforts of Raja Ram Mohan Roy and many reformists, now it is possible. It is very much acceptable in our society. Child marriages are reduced, and that is why the family system is changing. It is not same age-old family system which was there before thousands of years. Nuclear family from joint family is the modern concept. There are many reasons behind that, because people want more freedom. Women are working women these days, women empowerment, and that is why women want more freedom, which leads to nuclear family from the extended family. Then a major reason for change in the family system is migrant laborers. Migrant laborers who come to the urban area in search of job, they leave behind their extended family in the village and they come here alone, or they may come with their wife or children only. So that develops the nuclear family system, and it breaks a relationship with the extended family living behind in the village. Then in today's world, people do not believe in committed relationship, and they like to have a married life without actually getting married, and that has given birth to live-in relationship and Maitri Karar. So what about the legitimacy of children who are born out of live-in relationship? All those topics we'll discuss in the later video sessions. So just I wanted to discuss the family system is evolving, it is ever changing, ever evolving, and it keeps on changing. So we have seen the origin of family, concept of family, and now let's move on to the third part of this video session, that is types of family. So there are many types of family based on different ideology. First is on the basis of ancestry. On the basis of ancestry, we can divide family in two parts, that is matrilineal family and patrilineal family. In matrilineal family, the lineage is through mother. The dynasty, the surname is through mother. Whereas in patrilineal family, it is the lineage is through father. In majority part of India, we follow patrilineal family. We all know that Akbar's father was Humayun and Humayun's father was Babur, but we do not know who was Akbar's mother or who was her mother. So that is like we are following patrilineal family and not matrilineal family in majority part of India. The second type of family is on the basis of authority. Again, it is matrilineal family and patriarchal family. So in matrilineal family, a woman is the head of the family. Descent is through women, and only females succeed to the family property. This is being followed in very small part of India, especially in northeastern part. Khasi community follows this system, but also they do not follow it 100%. Women is considered the head of the family, but they do not get all the powers and freedom. It is being followed in some southern India parts also. In majority of the part of India, patriarchal family is being followed. That is, the senior most male member of a family is the head of the family and descent is through father. The third type of family is on the basis of affiliation. Endogamous family and exogamous family. So what is endogamous family? Where marriages are performed among the kids and kins of the family. So one can get married with the cousins or relatives of the family. That is allowed in Muslims. So Muslims follow the endogamous family system, whereas in Hindus the marriage with the kids and kins of the family is not allowed. One cannot get married with a cousin. Certain degree of relationship for getting married is prohibited. So that is the type of exogamous families. Next one is on the basis of size. It is very simple to understand. Nuclear family and extended family. Nuclear family is just consisting of husband, wife and their children, whereas extended family is consisting of father, mother, husband, wife, children, brother, sister, even their children, their wives, so niece and nephews. Though that is the extended family. Nowadays, as we have discussed, there are many reasons because of which people are moving to nuclear family. The fifth type of family is on the basis of residence. Matrilocal family and patrilocal family. In matrilocal family, after marriage, the husband goes to the wife's house. We call it Ghar Jamai. So that is matrilocal family. And in majority part of India, we follow patrilocal family, where wife goes to husband's house after marriage. The last type of family is on the basis of plurality. First is monogamous family. Mono means once, gamy means marriage. So a husband having only one wife living. In Hindu, as per Hindu law, one cannot have more than one wife living. It is a punishable offense, and that is why Hindus follow monogamous family. Whereas polygamous or polygynous family, where husband can have more than one wife living. In Muslims, a Muslim male can have 4 wives. So that is legally allowed. So that is an example of polygamous family. The third type of family under this head is polyandrous family. It means that a wife having more than one husband. If we see our mythology, Draupadi was there who had 5 husbands. So that's an example of polyandrous family. So in today's session, we have discussed the concept of family, what is family law, the origin of family, how the family system started, and types of family. In the next session, we'll discuss the sources of Hindu law. Thank you so much for the patient hearing. Thank you.